Huawei's big one, the Mate 70 Pro Plus. Why am I reviewing the Mate 70 Pro Plus? Well, I've always been a massive fan of the Huawei phones. They're just better. They're better quality. Everything just better. Camera setup, how it feels in your hand, the design, the UI I've always loved. Starting from EMUI as well. Harmony OS has just changed the game completely. So I'll take you through the design and let's see what we got. So where to start with the design, the first impressions, just the overall perfection is probably the best word I can say about this. From the screen, the size of the screen, the clarity of it, the smoothness with the 120Hz refresh rate is just on par. It feels better than Samsung's. The screen feels great. With the Kunlun Glass 2 version, it's just amazing. It's just great. For the rear of it, it's a nice little matte sort of finish. You'll see a little gradient sort of texture to it. Not sure if you'll pick that up on there. That's beautiful setup on cameras. Which, by the way, I'll get to that in a bit. But the camera's impressive. There's one thing that needs to be really mentioned on this screen though, that I've only just noticed this morning. And I cannot leave fingerprint marks on it. I don't think they've advertised this. You're getting some marks on there. But I tell you what. Hardly noticeable compared to the Samsungs or any other alternative phone. You get fingerprints all over it as soon as you look at the phones. But this, no, not one bit. So the feel of it in the hand. It's wide. It's a big phone. I haven't got the biggest hands. But it still feels good. I can hold it with one hand. I can reach over to the dialer. You can't normally do that. Even with here, you can reach there. Again, I can't do that in the Samsung at all. This is the S24 Ultra I had last. And it just feels premium. You know, it's £1,300, which is like $1,600 or something. I'm not a whiz kid with that kind of financial stuff. But you know you've bought an expensive phone. Samsung you can rattle and you can hear it rattling inside. It's the image stabilization. This has it as well, but not as bad. Whether you heard that or not, I don't know. One of the nice things that comes with this phone, because it's got a slight lip on all four sides, you get a case which has, oh, this phone is not focusing very well. You can feel the lips on both sides, and to be fair, on the top and bottom. It still protect, you know, the case still protects it. It comes with it for free, so there's nothing to complain about. You know, just swiping on you know, just a daily use of it. Feels really nice. Performance. A lot of people want to know how Huawei are doing with the whole powerhouse that they've made. It's hard to judge at the moment because there's not very many games that are optimized for the Huawei kernel. I play Raid, and that's ever so slightly juddery. There's no point me trying to show you one here. But it runs. The King Shot runs smoothly as anything. Raid still runs smoothly. I'd say it's probably running at 60 Hz instead of the 120 Hz that I put it to. and I've had no issues though. No, there's just no heat whatsoever coming from it. I've had it on charge, and you feel a little warmth right there, and that's it. Again, I'm going to reference the Galaxy S24 Ultra because that was my last phone, and that would get hot, even though that was a good phone as well with an awesome processor. But as for smoothness, apps, it just does the bloody job. It's the only way I can say it. It just does the job, and it does it well. This is currently on Harmony OS 4.3. I have updated it to Harmony OS, which will pop up here. I want me to do that. So Harmony OS Next, which is Harmony OS 5. It's too unstable at the moment. But no, I'm not going to give away too much. It's going to be mind blowing once it's finished and released for full. And it's going to be very mind blowing. So I look forward to trying it again, but with maybe hopefully a bit more access to apps, I suppose. So I was using photos on the update and it kept closing. Maps was closing. I couldn't use Huawei Health. I couldn't link it to my Huawei Watch, the Watch GT5, because I wasn't native to China. So I had to set up a new account that was set up in China to be able to use any of these things. Once I did that though, apart from losing all of my backups and all my pictures from my main account, it worked, and it worked really well. The animations on it were perfect. Like they've made their own phone, and this is the first Huawei phone that is all Chinese. The chip, the cameras, everything in this is Chinese. And I gotta say, it's paying off because it's just flawless. I haven't noticed one bit of a glitch yet. It's just been flawless. So as for the camera setup, I'm not going to go through the specs because I'm sure if you're watching this video you've seen the specs. It is very good. Fast, responsive, and it does the bloody job. Image stabilization is great. I'll do some videos and pictures and pop them up onto this video so you can see them at better resolution and quality. I will say Huawei's user interface, the camera app, is extremely outdated. It needs to be updated, but they do in Harmony OS Next. It's smoother, it looks newer. It could still do with a few more tweaks to make it look better. But in saying here, I'll go here. This does it all smooth then already. But the new update does it even smoother. And you'll be surprised, it matches the iPhones, where their transitions just work. Here's some images and videos that I'll share now for you to check out. So that brings us on to our next big question. Is that battery any good? You'll see here, I charged at 6 this morning. I took her off charge at about 3 o'clock, or half 4 it was. And I charged it again, but this was because I downgraded, or backgraded, however you call it, back to Harmony OS 4. As I was using Harmony OS Next all day yesterday to really see if I can get used to it and get it the way I need it to be, but I couldn't. So I had to put the phone on charge then. Didn't go down that much anyway. It went to like 80%, and that was a lot of faffing with backups. Yeah, you know what it's like. But so far, I'm on 86%. I took it off charge after charging it at 8 o'clock. I am currently on 86%. Bearing in mind, it was off charge when I was setting the whole phone up as well. So installing all of the apps that I use on a daily basis. I'll get into the whole Google thing soon. And yeah, no, so far it's doing good. But if you know Huawei, it's learning what I'm doing, it's seeing how I work, and it'll get better. I have a lot of faith in Huawei's optimization. I'll only mention this once. It comes with a 100-watt charger. It is what it is. It's bloody fast. So as everyone always mentions, this is the elephant in the room. Does Facebook work? Does Gmail work? Does Google work? Do all of these apps work? Short answer, you're goddamn right it does. Facebook doesn't even cock about. Just works. Gmail works. Where is photos? This works. This backs up as well. This literally backs up real time. It just does what it needs to do without you even knowing. What else? I've got Chase, Bank app, Capital One, they work. Amazon works. Tesco works. Tide, eBay. ClearPay was a hard one to work on previous Harmony OS. It just works. What was it? Android Auto is something that I've seen work with the average tech dad, or whatever his name is, average dad tech on YouTube. You should check his videos out too, by the way. He helps get these installed. It's very easy with this latest one, and with the latest Harmony OS next, it's just as easy getting these apps on there, but there's no notifications. All of that disappears again. But with Harmony OS 4.3, I'm getting notifications. Everything's coming straight through. If I transfer money, it pops up straight away. That is a very rare thing on Huawei's lately, and it's a really nice thing to have. The other thing I found, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, Huawei Health, I did mention it, yeah. This just wouldn't work on Harmony OS Next at all unless you're in China, and you can't use your phone or your watch either. You have to be in China. Well, register the account in China and make sure that phone is pretending to be in China. Frustrations on this. There is, I believe, to be one, and that is a wasp. That's just landed right by me. Piss off. How random was that? So, one of the really big annoyances at the moment, I've always loved the fingerprint ID. I won't let you see that because, don't want to see any naughty, saucy pictures. I'll do a new fingerprint now. So I'm going to scan my thumb for the second time. That won't let me do that anyway. Fair enough. But basically, you've got to put your thumb or finger on the power button, and you've got to rotate it. It takes a good minute. I know it's not a life-changing amount of time, but it's not the easiest. Once it's done, it's stupid quick. So, you ready? 1, 2, 3. It unlocks. Same with the face unlock. Unlocks. I've not had one issue. Even in the pitch black, it still does it. But it's just registering that fingerprint is a nuisance. Apart from that, though, it's a shame I can't use Harmony Next yet. That is the other shame. but it does the job. And by the way, if you're getting this phone, make sure you can, when you set up, put it down. You can put it in whatever language you want it to be in, but make sure your region is Spain, because Spain gives you the most out of the app gallery, and this is where you can download. Okay, yeah. See what I mean? I can reach up the top. You can't do that with Samsung's. I've already downloaded it. Oh no, I've changed the account now, so I'm now back in the UK. But this is where you'd get Micro G, you'd get Aurora Launcher, or Aurora Store. So as long as you're in Spain, you'd get all that to be able to get all the Google apps. And then you can change over then, back to whatever region you want to be. So who's this phone for? That's a tough question. I started with Samsung. This is obviously when smartphones started to come in then. I went to a Huawei P20 Pro. I didn't like it. Like every Huawei phone I've owned, I've never liked them at the start because they were always released too soon. I always found the P20 Pro was terrible in battery and a terrible camera. And when I upgraded to the P30 Pro, which was just an amazing phone, that was the toppest tier phone they've ever made. The P20 Pro had an update, and the P20 Pro was perfect as well. Bearing that in mind, I'd say if you don't, this is a bit more controversial, but if you're a bit more paranoid and you don't really want to be part of your own government, go for the Huawei. It's Chinese. There's nothing else in this phone but Chinese, and you feel a bit more secure that you're not being spied on. I'm in the UK, and I'm quite happy having a Chinese phone with hopefully no UK tracking. Hopefully. So I'd say people are a little bit paranoid and want a bloody good phone, but don't mind a slight challenge, or just, it's not even a challenge, just having that one extra step to set your phone up. It took me probably 5 minutes, to get Aurora Store up here and get this. It just worked. It was really simple, to be fair. Micro G here, this is for YouTube Advanced, and then you'll see then if I go in here to apps and services, this Micro G here, this is where you set everything up before you download Google Apps. So in here, you go in here then, and you do all this mumbo jumbo stuff, and you don't see that. You never see it, but that downloads with Micro G Companion from the App Store. And once you've done that and you sign in, you can download anything you want from Aurora. Everything seems to work. I showed you photos. ChatGPT works. What else can I show you? That's not too thingy. Here you go. eBay. eBay doesn't work on most Huawei phones unless you've got Google, because there doesn't seem to be any connection. WhatsApp works. Again, I showed you Gmail. It just works. I've had no issues, unless you update to Harmony OS next. Then you have problems. Would I recommend it? As big of a fan as I am of Huawei, you're goddamn right I would. Because it is the best. It's everything that you need. It just does it. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Yeah, I recommend it. And that's my honest take on the Huawei Mate 70 Pro Plus. No fluff, just truth. Thank you for watching GB Tech Reviews. I hope to see you in the next one, which will be a nice one. Hopefully.